Speaking of great fathers, Chris Benoit says Aaron has been losing his mind in a downward spiral mentally. How long do you think until he goes postal? Again, I'm not commenting anything about Aaron. He is his own man. He gets to say whatever he wants. I hope he makes $1 million. That's it. I can't talk about him. I can't talk about anything related to him, and I don't want to. I don't want to do that at all. Amateur Ant says, I think most people want to know about how April is in bed compared to Kayla. Well, I mean, a lot of people want to know a lot of things, but I'm not the best source of that information. So, they'll probably just wonder forever. Seize the Day says, most don't care for the gossip, wishing for the best. Hey, thank you, Seize the Day. I know a lot of people don't care, and I know it's typically the loudest people who make it seem like people do care, but I care. Like, I care a little bit. It's my family. Like, and they don't deserve half the shit that's happening. I say half because some of them do, not my kids, of course, but they don't deserve half the shit that's going on out there. So, it just is. Richard Koski says, how many money do you need to hit the goal? Always more money. Never hit the goal. Never hit the goal. Never talk about the goal. If you're talking about the goal, that's really weird. Vaz Kalma, given you've ruined your woman's name publicly forever, is it too much to ask for you to kick the side chick out and focus on her, that poor lady? Yes, it's too much to ask. Thank you. Okay, there's a bunch of these from Buckmaster. It says, Nick, was Barnes the one who put you on to the prostitutions? No comment. That's attorney-client privilege. He says, when you went to Vegas, did John Barnes put you on to the dirty women that he loves? Yes, John Barnes did. Who's John Barnes?
I have no idea.
He says, when you asked Camelot about the prostitutes, was John Barnes the one who thought it was cool you do these degen things? Yes, again, when I asked Camelot about prostitutes, John Barnes popped up, and he was like, look, I know where they are. Buckmaster says, Nick doesn't get it. Barnes was probably the guy who put him on the pros while Nick as in Vegas. This guy really is thinking.
Well, I find fascinated. There are these two groups out there, and part of this has been you have this whole group of people that in the modern age have become they have no girlfriends, they have no wives, they have no jobs, they have no houses, they're stuck at home living with their parents. It's life is miserable for them. And this is a bad thing for civil society. You can't have 2/3 of men having no dates for a year under the age of 30. That does not end well. There's no society in which that has ended well. But they become sort of addicted to certain sort of social media, reality TV drama, where they can pick a villain and make that person a villain and feel self-righteous as they go after that villain. And then they also become part of it, like they brigade people's communities, brigade comment sections. There's a couple of people that follow me around still from the Nick Fuentes days. Whenever I do an interview, say certain things. It's like, I could care less. But they're attempted at times to intimidate, right? They're just a different kind of it, but it's like social media lynch mobs of a type. And why they think they're going to intimidate some of us, I don't know. But it's like, I'm not going to change my legal opinions for that. I'm not going to change my political opinions. Not going to change my activism. You can defame me everywhere, every place you want to. It's going to change zero impact. You can threaten bogus ethics complaints, certain people that run certain websites, FYI. It's not going to change my behavior. And if you lie and libel about me long enough, maybe I'll seek legal remedy myself. But it's mostly sad because they become addicted to developing drama somewhere because they have really terrible lives. And they have terrible lives because our society is failing these people at scale.
It's one of the most interesting things that I've noticed is when you know the story someone is talking about and they have their version of the story that they can't possibly know. They put it together from a set of like limited facts or whatever. But their version of the story is fucking horrifying. And you go, where do they come up with it? Oh, wait, that's what this person would do under this fact set, because that's how their lens to the world. And so they project that upon you and they say, oh, he must be doing this X, Y, Z. And you're like, no, not at all. Oh my God. And you go, why would you think, oh, that's even worse. That's the scary part of sort of the, like, there's a level of laughable trolling. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who have downright fucking evil theories and thoughts. And it's like, this is what you would do given the opportunity. That's scary.
I tell people to use the confession through projection filter at multiple levels. It's very practical. It's very useful. Law, politics, other aspects of life, but interpersonal. Like anybody comes up to makes like weird allegations. You're like, where in the world did you come up with that? That's not true at all. And then you realize that it's the old telltale heart. People have a need to confess the darkest thoughts in their brain, the darkest activity. I mean, look at what they've done with Trump. Almost everything they've ever accused him of, Joe Biden is actually guilty of. The Democratic Party is actually guilty of. Hillary Clinton did the whole nonsense of the New York criminal prosecution. It's Hillary Clinton's confession about how she laundered money through a law firm to influence an election illicitly. That's using New York City to do it. That's Hillary Clinton. It's not Donald Trump. And these people often confess the craziest things about themselves when they're busy attacking somebody else.
It's wild to see. But hey, that's the internet for you. Buckmaster says Barnes knew Nick was fucking prostitutes and he probably put him on. Birds of a feather flock together. Barnes is no different. Buckmaster said, Nick, did you not worry about STDs when you mess around with pros? No, pros don't have STDs. What are you talking about? It's the non-pros that do. Buckmaster says, did Barnes put you onto the good pros in Vegas and you thought it was cool to keep messing with them while you're married? This guy has this story. The funny thing is, this all originates from a joke from Camelot. He's like, yeah, he's probably banging a bunch of. It's like, guys, he was joking. But now it's their narrative. Barnes is not married with 5 kids. Oh, I see. None
of that's accurate.
You got bamboozled by a John who wanted you to be like him. Yeah, actually, you guys don't know this, but Robert Barnes stayed up day and night just going, how can I make Nick Rekieta into me? Like, what the hell are you talking about? Buck says, this line is for you and the pros Barnes put you onto. Okay, thanks, man. That was, he celebrated his 20th super chat somewhere in there. Buckmaster says, Nick on Locals, who exposed herself the most for you? Was it Art's wife? No, it was Cynthia. Buckmaster says Art's wife was doing body paint, or was that someone else? Anyways, I'm sure making him a mod is the best you could do for him. Best I could do is you're a mod. Cat Randall gifted a membership. Buckmaster says, damn, Art, why did your wife want to expose herself to Nick so much when you guys are so amazing? Well, I'm handsome. He says, Art, just keep showing your wife like Nick. This guy has really got a thing. I'm sure she will write us a letter and say how you guys only want each other. Buck says, Art, remember how our lady wrote a letter saying how her and Nick are only for each other, and we find out Nick was watching some other guy bang her? You found that out? How? Oh my God. Buckmaster says, Camelot, and we're almost through these. Camelot 331, you're amazing. You told us how Nick was going out of his way to have messing with prostitute? ? JD McWiggle says, your hate chats are as unhinged as unbreaded. Read those and make it a show. And that's what we've got.